Good
morning and happy Friday. That always is a fun thing to say, but especially when we can help you by watching the show get your weekend plans in order. There is a lot going on this weekend in Chattanooga, and I think the weather is going to cooperate. Certainly it's going to tomorrow, and that is great news for our first guest because Ted Gokey is here from J103. He is always smiling big, but this year because it's the first time in 3 years, right?
It is.
That you're bringing JFest back.
We have had to postpone your festival for now 3 years, and so we are so glad that it's finally back, and we're so thankful that the weather, as you mentioned, is cooperating. It's going to be hot, so drink plenty of water.
Yeah.
But it is back. It's at the Tennessee Riverpark on Amnicola.
Listen, but it is at the Riverpark, and just by the nature of it being right there at the water, you do pick up a little bit of a breeze.
It is so nice. We've been out there all week setting up, and you have that breeze. It just comes across, and it is really nice. Like keeps the temperature down low, and so we're excited.
It's also room for the crowd because you're going to have a big one. One, because it's back after 3 years.
Yeah.
Two, because JFest always is a sought after time.
Sure.
But three, your headliners. You got great ones.
We do, with Zach Williams, who had a duet with Dolly Parton here recently. We kept kind of hoping, and I've done all that I can to reach out to Dolly Parton's people to say, you know, you're more than welcome to come and join Zach. Don't think that's going to happen. Don't hear me saying that. Danny Gokey.
She could be blending in with the crowd like she's
famous
for doing.
I heard that on your all's newscast here recently.
Really?
She does that a lot down in Ringgold.
Yeah.
But yeah, Danny Gokey, who was a former American Idol contestant, one of the finalists, in fact, several years ago. And we have another one too, Colton Dixon. He's earlier in the day. He also was an American Idol alumni that made it there. And he was in People magazine last year. Him and his wife had twin baby girls right before COVID happened. And then you've got, there's 10 artists total all day long, including 2 after the fireworks.
I remember Danny Gokey when the year he was on American Idol was kind of a sweet spot year for us, and our older daughter just loved watching his journey. And then he came to town, and I think he was at US 101 for a concert thing one day. Anyway, we went over and met him, the nicest guy, but that's been 10 years ago, maybe, something like that. So you think about what these artists are doing day in and day out, the grind of being a thriving, sought-after artist. It's not easy work for them, so they depend on that crowd.
They do, they really do, and you can imagine we were all stuck at home for the last several years, and so were they.
Yeah.
And their jobs and their livelihood depended on it. Zach Williams, who's our headliner, he started really making it big with the song Chainbreaker and others, and so him and his wife decided, hey, we're going to build a house. But then all of that happened, and they could have still built the house, but then they got to thinking about all of their team, all the road managers, the bus drivers, and all those, and how they were going to be out of work. So instead of building the house, they waited to make sure they could still pay all of their team this past 3 years.
See, those are the backstories that people don't know, and it just makes going out there and watching these performances all the richer. Because one of the fun parts about JFest too is the family-friendly nature of it.
It is.
So don't you wonder sometimes what the conversations are like in the car ride home?
Well, we hope that at the end of JFest, all the kids will be dead dog tired and they'll be asleep in the backseat of the car after all day long. But you're right. I'll tell you, Julie, this is kind of a state of comment on our society as a whole, but we hear from parents all the time that this day at JFest, that Saturday at the Riverpark, is the longest that they've gotten to spend with their kids all year long. Uninterrupted, without the Xbox, without the Netflix and all that right in front of them.
I will confess, it's been a long time since I've been to the Riverpark, and in my day, it was A, for cross-country runs, and B, for the playground. I mean, that was the go-to place, and the kids would pack in their scooters and ride their bikes and stuff. Yeah. Can they do that at JFest?
Yeah, they sure can. In fact, where you ran the cross-country meet, you're running right across the festival grounds. For your kids, for your kids, okay. Yeah, it's right there. The stage, it's just a beautiful venue. And
but can they bring a scooter if they want to?
They could. There's a very little stretch of the river walk that they could do that on right there at the festival grounds, but otherwise it's grass. But but we've got Kids World with all the inflatables that's included for the kids.
Then you don't need it.
We've got a family fun area where it has the life-size Jenga and Connect 4 and cornhole and all that, where they can just have fun. And we did that for that reason, so parents can just spend time with their kids.
It's also one day only, correct?
It is.
So
I don't know that I could take another day of it, Julie. I'm kidding.
Well,
I'm kidding.
and then to that point, when I talked about the difficulty really for these artists to stay current, I mean, it's a competitive industry, even in the Christian music world. Talk about what it is for y'all to put on the event year after year, because you've got to do it well enough that these artists want to come and perform, and they do.
Yeah, we have a reputation among most of the Christian music community as, it's usually the first festival of the summer is
really?
what it is. Yeah, so they look forward to that to kind of get things kicked off. But I've heard artists say, man, you all do it well. We used to give them Coke bottles with their name on it, since we have Coca-Cola as one of our sponsors, and so we give them, and some of them have just started making it big, just started getting popular, and all of a sudden there's our name on a Coca-Cola bottle. That is super cool. It's just the little things like that. We've got Kane, who is a brother and two sisters from Alabama, and they've hit it big now. They're one of the biggest names in Christian music now, and all three of them, the brother just had a baby, his wife had a baby a couple months ago, and the two sisters have now announced that both of them are expecting. So you can imagine when they walk in their artist trailer, we're going to have a nice little kind of baby boutique, baby shower type thing set up for them. So
I'm kind of bad about going off topic a little bit, so I'm going to go off topic real quickly. But
have you heard my morning show lately, J103?
No. So
feel at home.
When I came in, Ted and Allison were talking, and they were talking a little bit about kind of insider stuff, and how you purposefully, when you're doing your radio shows in the morning, you talk about you. When you're talking to your listeners, you reference you, the individual person, because you want people listening to feel like it's their own selves who matter. So this is Mental Health Awareness Month, the month of May. For people who might be struggling with some anxiety or some depression, when they come to JFest, if they should come, isn't that kind of the hope that they might feel like they, as an individual person, matter? It
is, and the Riverpark is such a great venue for that because it's so big. We had about 10,000 people the last time, and that, if you suffer from those type of anxieties, being in crowds, is probably thinking, well, that's the last place I want to go. But you can spread out. There's so much room. We bring blankets. They bring their pop-up tents and set all those up.
But you listen to that music, and you feel like it's speaking directly to you.
Our whole ministry at J103 and Partners for Christian Media is all around hope and encouragement. And that's what we want. We want people to feel hopeful. We want them to be encouraged. We want them just to feel that peace. And that is mental health right there, a plus towards that.
It is. So, I told you I was going to go off topic.
Oh, no worries. No worries. I live there.
$35 to get in, that's it. For the whole day.
For 10 artists, and a big fireworks display, which will be right after Zach Williams, the headliner, right before the J Radio after party with two hip-hop artists.
And if you come with a family of 4, if your kids are 8 and 6, are they going to pay the $35
8 and 6, the 8-year-old would pay $10.
Okay.
Well, you just hit it. It's 5 and under are free. From 5 to 10, it's only $10.
$10 for the kids. Okay, that's not bad at all.
Yep.
That's worth the price of admission right there, because like Ted said, they'll be conked out in the back seat.
That's right. Yeah.
On your way
that's
home.
Our goal. That's our dream.
All right. Great to see you.
Thank you, Ju. It's good to be
back. I'm glad it's
going
to be good weather for you.
Thank you.
Gates open at 11 tomorrow morning?
Gates open at 11. The first artist, the Union Chattanooga, which is a collective of area worship pastors, starts us off with about 30 minutes of worship at 11:30.
And you can find more at jfest.com, get your tickets there, or at the gate, and then put them on your radio dial.
You park at Chat State, hop on a shuttle, and it'll drive you right to the front gate.
All right. Good to see you.
Thank you.
I think the importance of memory support programming is the ability to engage their brain in ongoing different ways to keep as many pathways as you can open. Our goal is to know people and to care for people.
Let's be honest, moving is stressful. But when you choose to sell your home using my guaranteed offer plan, you get to skip the staging, the showing, the repairs, and all that haggling. In fact, you just get to pick the moving date. So go ahead, give me a call.
Whether you've been hurt in a $10,000 fender bender,
or if you have a multi-million-dollar injury case, call us.
Big cases and small, we handle them all.
I was lucky and walked away from my car wreck with only minor injuries. And after all my bills were paid, the Insiders still got me over $10,000.
I was in a very bad wreck with a drunk driver. The Insiders